Hello, boys and girls, and welcome to another episode of Numbers Don't Lie, how to leverage data and assessment to enhance student outcomes. In today's video, I will be taking you through the steps in creating a multiple choice or selected response item type in the item bank. In this video, you will be watching steps to creating your own items for use in assessment at your school site, in your department, or at your school at large. The first thing I want to show you is the finished product. What you're seeing on your screen here is an example of question 5 from the Flex assessment demo. In Finding Nemo, what is Nemo's dad's name? And then I've selected or included 4 answer choices: Marvin, Martin, Marlin, and Mark. You're also going to see a brief description of that item, which includes a depth of knowledge. It should also include the time and date it was created and the standard that is linked or associated with this item. This is the end product. This is the final product, just to get a view of this. You may often have seen this image or something similar to it when you are creating an assessment using the inspect item bank. This is a similar process to that. This is beginning with the end in mind. We'll now work backwards from this. Let's pretend for a moment that I have an assessment from a previous school year, or perhaps an assessment that was shared with me from another colleague or school site. I really enjoy the passage. I think it's applicable to my students. However, the wording in question 5, or perhaps any of these questions, I don't enjoy. And so as a team, I've decided to change that. If you're looking at question 5, it reads, what does Jessica learn in the passage? Use details from the passage to support your answer. This is a theme question. I want to use this passage, but I don't want to use the question. So I want to edit or change the question, and I'm going to create my own item type. I'm going to show you those steps. Step number 1 is to create, obviously, the question. So what I've done is I've selected the item type, which is multiple choice selected response, or multiple choice multiple select. There are other item types that I will not go through. I will allow you to explore those once the video is finished, and feel free to play with those as much as you would like. In the STEM portion, I've changed and edited that question to read which sentence best describes the theme of the text. And then what I've done is created some answer choices, which include text evidence. This could also be used as a selectable text item type. In this example, though, I'm going to type the text evidence I want students to select. So for answer choice A, I have the wrong text evidence. For answer choice B, the wrong text evidence. For answer choice C, the wrong text evidence. And then for answer choice D, I'm going to select it. That will change it to a green arrow, which indicates to the assessment that this is the correct answer. And then the right text evidence will go here. Also above each answer choice, you're going to see what is called the palette. This is where you would edit text features of each answer choice. For example, bold, italic, underlining. For the math people, there are also some equation editors and some fraction symbols and different math options that you may use as well here in this portion. Step number 2 is including the item details, which includes the bank that you wish to link this item type to. If I'm going to use this item just for myself, for my own personal use, perhaps in a small group or just at my school site, I may or may not want to include that in the district district item bank, or perhaps I do and I want to make it public. You're also going to see some attributes here. You may change the language of the student response. You may change some formatting features or include a taxonomy, Bloom's taxonomy level. You may also choose some of the math portions of this feature, which are like the equation editor, or a descriptive label used to identify this item or passage, a brief description. Also below, you will see identifiers. This is a master ID, which you are not allowed access to, and then reference material. A quick note, the reference material section is not where you would link a passage to the item, but rather an image, perhaps for use in answering the question. So for example, a periodic table, or perhaps a map of a geography map for student use. Step number 4 is where you will link standards to the passage or item that you've created. For this example, I have chosen RL 4.2, which is theme. and I've selected that. This screen is very similar to when you're creating an item bank from the Inspect Item Bank and you're searching for standards. This is a very similar process to that. So you're going to see all the Common Core state standards from the English Language Arts section. Step number 4, I am then going to link that initial passage. Because I've only created the new item and the stem associated with that item, I do also need to include the passage. So what I've done is I've selected the bank in which the passage is associated, so the Inspect Item Bank. I typed the text or name of the passage that I'm searching for, and then over on the side, once you select it, you will see a preview of that passage. This means that you are going to allow students to view the passage along with the stem or item type, and then I would click link. I'm now going